Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my 2024 mod list for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. This is going to be a mod list that I'm going to be using in an up and coming Let's Play, which should hopefully arrive this weekend if I get everything done in time. And this is a mod list that hopefully adds a ton of depth to the game. I'm kind of classing it as Vanilla+++ because we do use the Banner Kings mod and the Banner Kings cultural conversion mod as the main basis, and that's kind of the building blocks. I've kind of created the extra stuff on top. So here it is. We're going to basically run through the list and then we're going to go into the game and kind of talk about each mod and what it will do, and hopefully you guys will get a good idea about how to go ahead and approach your own mod list if you're either copying mine or looking to kind of build upon your own. So of course we do have at the right at the bottom right here, we have Banner Kings and we have Banner Kings Cultural Expanded. This is going to be the main basis of the campaign, and if we dive into a campaign quite quickly, you can see exactly what it does. So of course it adds in, I think, something like 9 new cultures, and in the most recent update as of recording this, the modder has also gone in and basically changed up all the starting traits, which is absolutely awesome. I love that they've done that because it just adds so much extra immersion to the game. Every single one of these cultures do have their own unique trees and also have their own unique lore as well. So if you want to kind of roleplay, which Banner Kings is great for, this is the way to do it. Not only that, and I have shown off Banner Kings many times, but we'll just run through it. Again, you have these custom starts. In my playthrough, we're going to be doing as an indebted lord with a whole like lore reason behind it. So we'll basically start off in a kingdom and we'll be kind of trying to pay back our father's debts, which I think will be really cool. We'll be part of a very cool religion as well, where we praise the almighty, I think, vine goddess, which will be very, very cool, and all that lovely stuff. Yeah, but not only that, we also, again, there's so much stuff to Banner Kings, but yeah, there's also stuff like the hierarchy, so you can see the build-up of your kingdom. There's stuff like technology that has recently been implemented, so again, each culture will slowly develop technology, which will give them bonuses, which is very, very cool. There's a whole new unit rosters as well, so again, this is much more like a Carthaginian style roster with pikemen, heavy infantry, and of course, I think this is like skirmisher cavalry, and there's lots of different variants with the ancient armory. Speaking of which, if I bring this back quite quickly, basically, all the mods that you need to run with Banner Kings are going to be in this list. So we've got all the open source armories along with their adequate RBM patches. We, of course, have realistic battle mod. That's going to be a mod that obviously changes up the battles, and that's meant for Banner Kings and Banner Kings Cultural Expanded. And I think we also need, ancient armories and expanded armories Bannerlord, which again are all kind of used in the Cultural Expanded mod, because the Cultural Expanded mod, as we saw, adds in all these new different cultures. So of course we have the Canuck right here, we have one all the way down here in the south of the map. If we go in again, you can see their unit roster is going to be very different, and they all have their own very own backstory. We have like this really cool I guess medieval, like western medieval faction off on the islands. Again, they have a very cool roster with the expanded Bannerlord Armory, looking very cool. And the unit trees are again quite basic, but I think they fit very effectively. And just imagine kind of sailing off, raiding the Valandians and doing some glorious stuff, because again, naval combat is in the mod as well. You can see we do change into a boat. I say naval combat, you do go onto land, but again, naval travel is the word I was looking for. You have like kingdoms up here in the north, all split up. So yeah, the mod is great. You even have like this individual like forest people keep all the way up here. And not only that, the map has also got a lot more detail added to it as well. More roads, more farms, etc. scattered throughout the kingdom. Again, one of the other factions which are really cool, all the way off into the east, and this is all new land, we have this very cool like Persian style army, which again looks great. Very cool faction, and they're implemented down here on the right. So yeah, Bannerlord Cultural Expanded, or Banner Kings Cultural Expanded, adds in all these extra factions to the map, which I definitely recommend, along with technology. And that's not even to mention as well, if you go to one of these settlements that you actually own as well with Banner Kings, you have all this extra management. So you have stuff like population, hearth growth, pop cap, and all this stuff does expand upon how the settlement is run. It'll give you more taxes, speak about the type of recruitment you can do. The religion is all there. You can do buildings inside of settlements. So there's a lot to take, kind of in. You can even like meet the mobility to improve your relationship with people. Cultural information as well. Again, we've already seen that. That's all about the research and stuff. So yeah, I think Banner Kings is one of the most like ultimate basis for a mod. It's really, really good. And not only that, it has had some issues with like crashing and stuff, but I've personally found that there's no real like hard-coded crash with Banner Kings. So something I recommend that you do is you go over to your options, you go over to gameplay, and you stick your autosave interval like down to maybe even just like every 5 minutes. Make it so that you have plenty of saved games that you can kind of draw from, because generally if there is a hard stock save, you can go back to a previous save and it won't be as hard stock. Okay, so that's the basis. What else do I have on the battlefield? Well, of course I have better time. This is a mod that will allow me just to basically speed up the game to my own heart's content. Again, sometimes you are like in a bored situation where you just want to kind of get some stuff done, and right away you can see we're actually already doing some cool yeah, oh, this is so cool as well. Yeah, with Banner Kings, they're already throwing me into the deep end with the court system as well. Yeah, it's a whole court system with Banner Kings, etc. Again, you'll have to watch my Let's Play to really get stuck into it. But yeah, I've got better time on. That's going to allow us to basically speed through the game at any speed. Especially, it's going to be really useful for when we're just kind of building up and maybe letting our money increase, etc. And then finally, we also have on the campaign map, everything else I think I've got in this list is going to be battle related, and this is going to be the true army cost. So this is going to make it so that our troops are much more expensive to upkeep. If we go over to the place to recruit, you can see, but just in general, this is a Banner Kings thing. Our army is much more expensive to go ahead and recruit in general, which is nice. So again, you're not going to be able to recruit these mass armies without having to spend the money. I personally like it that way because it makes the game more. However, you can also change that if you want to. But yeah, as I said, we're using the true cost, and you can basically adjust it. So right now, I've got the recruitment cost up to double the amount, and then I've got the salary up to 2.5. You can stick it all the way up to 10, and you can really adjust this to how you want. I like kind of a customizability. I'm not sure if it's going to work in a new campaign, but we can see really quick. I think I'd have to maybe restart again. Yeah, these guys are only costing me like 3 and 4, and I think they should be costing us a lot more. Basically, like, you know, 30, 40. Maybe once the day has reset, it should increase. So let's have a look. Yeah, boom, just like that. I think the pay has just gone up because I adjusted it. Oh no, it hasn't by the looks of it. Okay, cool. So I think you'd have to probably just start a new campaign for that to work as you adjust it. But once you'd obviously just set that on the main campaign map and be done. So let's dive into battle now and take a look at some of the battle mods I've got in this list. Again, I've tried to keep the overall battle on the overall mods on the campaign map kind of slim, because Banner Kings already does so much, so I don't want to overload it. But battles is where you can really go as hard as you want, because again, Banner Kings doesn't really touch battles too much whatsoever, so you can have a lot of fun with that. So of course, we got a lot of the ancient armory units here for the Kinnick. That's going to be their main look. So of course, I've got Raise Your Banners, a wonderful mod that adds in banners to the mod. Again, right now we've got a very boring sigil, but again, we do use historical banners, so you can implement some really, really cool stuff. We're also using RBM, so as we dive into battle, you guys will notice that our armies are way more strategic. They don't overcommit, and they basically care for their lives, and shield walls and formations are much more useful in the battle. We also have the posture system down here in the bottom right hand corner. You guys can see that basically means as you fight, you get tired and you can't really just kind of swing to your heart's content. I know some people really don't like that, but you can just turn that off if you don't. Again, one of the reasons I really like a lot of these mods is because you can adjust it to your own liking. You don't have to play with a whole wealth of like all these different changes. You can kind of mix and match and choose. And again, as I said, that's all done through the mod options. Again, you can see everything. Like even go to Banner Kings, you can adjust like cohesion. Like I've stuck down the clan renown scaling all the way down because I don't really like the grind. I'd much prefer just kind of going through. You can adjust all this stuff. Of course, another mod that I have to use is RTS Camera. There is currently a version available on the post section. You get to their GitHub to basically get this one. And it's just amazing, right? There is nothing, like RTS Camera should just be in the game. This is one mod that just should be in the game. Allows you to zoom around the battlefield, especially in the larger battlefields. You can kind of command and move soldiers around, which is just like an absolute must. When you die, you can be able to take control of one of your allies. And it's just a really, really good mod. The mod I have on as well is Raise Your Torch torches, and again, you can customize how many torches. I will actually probably stick up the amount I've got right now per soldier, but you can see that we have soldiers raising torches at nighttime. Again, just adds a little bit of extra atmosphere to the battlefield, which I think is really, really cool. And again, I'll probably like maybe double, triple the amount of torches I have. Now, it does affect their combat capabilities as well, so if you care massively about that, that is something to keep in mind. That, yeah, if they've got a torch in one hand, it means they don't have their shield out. So you have to kind of weigh up, like, how much do I want to role play and the battles look cool, and how much do I actually want to focus on just straight up winning. But as I mentioned, you can edit the amount and stuff like that. So again, it's really up to the player to decide exactly how many they decide to add. The next mod I'll be implementing as well in battles is definitely realistic weather. This mod is amazing, adds in all these awesome scenarios, as you guys can see in the video. So many cool kind of weather phenomena. And again, you can adjust all of these in the settings as well. So if you want to change how often it rains, how often it sandstorms, you can do all of that. A very, very cool mod, and one I highly recommend you use. So now we have the final kind of couple mods that we have access to on this mod list, and that's going to be the cinematic combat mod. So as of right now, you can see that these soldiers are actually fleeing from battle, which is really cool. And as they flee from battle, they drop their weapons, they put their heads, you know, their heads in their hands and run away because they are frightened. On top of that as well, you can see cinematic battles like this is super cool. And again, you can adjust the frequency of this. So he's actually been able to fight me off because of his stats. And again, if I go up to him, there are tons of kill animations. Soldiers can also get wounded as well. So if you do hit someone and they have a good chance of actually bleeding out, it's a really cool mod. You can even, if you go back to your troop line, if you press V, I believe. Yeah, there you go. Boom, look at that. So yeah, you can actually form up like a really good formation and go full-on Spartan by pressing B. Let's go. Frighten the enemies. Again, just adds a little bit of the extra oomph to the battlefield. So then finally, the last mod I have on this list is, again, you can see some of the cinematic combat, but I also have Dismemberment Plus as well. So that's going to be a mod that will allow me to slice off limbs, heads will go flying. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see it here. Yeah, the boom right there. So again, this makes battle a bit more brutal and a bit more just exciting, which is something I really, really like to see. Again, with RBM, with cinematic combat, all that stuff is just, again, really, really fun to mess around with and play with. And it just kind of makes battles a little bit more immersive, especially when you're in like a deep sandstorm or the weather is really picking up and you have some epic music. And that's going to be it for my current mod list. Again, I think this is a very decent mod list. It doesn't have tons of mods, but it has enough to completely change up the game, give you a real fresh feel to how everything works. I actually also have Twitch Bannerman installed, and this is a mod that you're not going to need, but basically it's a mod that will name my soldiers if you post !join in my chat whenever I'm on playing Bannerlord. So that's something we're going to incorporate in our own Let's Play so that you guys can all become my soldiers, and we'll see you in episodes fighting and dying, and it's going to be really fun. So make sure you're part of the Discord so I'll announce when you guys can actually join during an episode, which again will be very, very fun. Oh yeah, and actually really quickly, I also have Kingdom Strategic Command on. So this is actually a mod that only affects you when you're in command of a kingdom, but basically you can tell your armies what to do, and it's a really, really cool mod. So you know, when the AI forms armies, you can tell them to go and attack certain settlements and stuff like that. I haven't actually used it, so I don't actually have a save for it quite yet, but it's one I'm looking forward to really experiment with. And yeah, that's my 2024 mod list as of right now on 1.2.8. Definitely go off and check it out for yourself. As I said, I would have already posted the mod list. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, as I'll be obviously starting a brand new Let's Play, hopefully this weekend, with all the awesome stuff. So yeah, drop a like, drop a comment down below. Let me know if there's any other mods that you would add to this list, any mods you would remove, and I'll see you guys in the next one.